Hi there, America. I'm Tristan for Congress, and today I have a wonderful resolution to get rid of the 6 corrupt AF Supreme Court justices. Yeah, you're gonna love this. Okay, here's the resolution. Calling for the impeachment and removal of 6 Supreme Court justices for corruption, perjury, bribery, obstruction of justice, and aiding in an insurrection. Whereas Justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and Chief Justice John Roberts have engaged in conduct unbecoming of the highest court in the United States, whereas these justices lied under oath during their confirmation hearings, falsely claiming to uphold the constitutional doctrine of stare decisis and recognize Roe v. Wade as settled law before overturning it in Dobbs v. Jackson, thereby violating their oaths and misleading Congress. Whereas Justice Clarence Thomas has accepted millions in unreported gifts from billionaire Harlan Crow, including luxury vacations, private jet travel, tuition payments, and property deals benefiting his mother, all while failing to disclose these under federal ethics rules. Basically, he should be investigated and charged by the IRS, which is now defunct. Whereas Virginia Thomas, wife of Justice Thomas, was deeply involved in efforts to overturn the 2020 election, paid by far-right organizations to recruit anti-choice operatives and organize busloads of protesters, rioters, domestic terrorists basically, to Washington, D.C. on January 6, 2021, yet Justice Thomas refused to recuse himself from any related Supreme Court cases. Whereas Justice Samuel Alito, he's the guy who's been leaking this stuff. Whereas Justice Alito allowed a known insurrectionist symbol, the Appeal to Heaven flag, to be flown outside his home, and met socially with wealthy donors and political actors seeking to influence Supreme Court decisions, while his wife openly promoted January 6 conspiracy theories. Whereas Justice Neil Gorsuch sold property. I didn't even know this. Thank you, Chatty. Chatty's brilliant. My husband. ChatGPT. Justice Neil Gorsuch sold property to a law firm executive with business before the court and failed to disclose the purchaser's identity. Whereas Justice Brett Kavanaugh has received undisclosed financial assistance towards the payment of personal debts and lavish expenditures, while also lying under oath during his hearings. All these people lied about the president is not above the law. They said he was, and yet they gave him this immunity ruling, which basically turned him into a king. Whereas Justice Amy Coney Barrett and others have accepted lavish gifts and luxury travel, refused to recuse themselves from ideologically motivated cases, are the beneficiaries of a long-term judicial capture scheme organized and financed by far-right billionaires, like Harlan Crow, who, by the way, is a Nazi memorabilia collector. Little piece of trivia there. So these are the people that our Supreme Court justices are in bed with. Whereas Chief Justice John Roberts has failed to enforce ethical accountability, obstructed investigations by Congress. By the way, everybody called Dick Durbin in Congress 202-224-3121. Tell them to adopt this, sponsor this, get rid of them today, and permitted a culture of secrecy and impunity within the court. Whereas the cumulative actions of these justices have corrupted the judicial process, violated the public trust, enabled an insurrection, and delegitimized the Supreme Court's as a neutral arbiter of the law. Resolved that House of Representatives, when you send me Trista there, Trista, September 15th, tag all your Tucson friends in the comments below. Number one, this resolution that I would be flooding the zone with, along with 99 plus other resolutions, when you elect me to Congress, initiates impeachment proceedings against Justices Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Barrett, and Chief Justice Roberts for high crimes and misdemeanors, including bribery, perjury, failure to recuse, and complicity in the January 6th insurrection. 2, declares all Supreme Court decisions influenced by these justices since 2020 as vacated and subject to congressional review. 3, demands a full ethics investigation and mandatory public disclosure of all financial gifts, donor interactions, and travel histories of Supreme Court justices. 4, calls for the appointment of an independent judicial ethics watchdog. 5, demands recusal and removal of all members of Congress who participated in the January 6th insurrection as prescribed under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, following the precedent of Couy Griffin, New Mexico commissioner who was removed from office for his role in the January 6th insurrection. We need to apply that same legal precedent to all these mofo traitors. We need to clean up government. Send me. You get a twofer. I'm also a comedian. 6, recognizes that the current resident, traitor and thief is an adjudicated insurrectionist per decisions by the Maine, Colorado, and U.S. Supreme Courts, and calls for an emergency congressional vote to vacate the presidency. Brilliant, Chatty. Good job, Chatty. And prevent further unlawful executive actions. Floor speech. Here's my 5-minute floor speech. Thank you, Chatty. Mr. Madam Speaker, members of Congress, I rise today in defense of the Constitution, in defense of justice, and in defense of the people of the United States who are watching their government decay under the weight of corruption. Supreme Court used to be a hallowed institution. Today, 6 of its members stand accused of accepting bribes, lying to Congress, obstructing justice, and actively participating either directly or by marital proxy in an attempted coup against our democracy. Justice Clarence Thomas took millions in unreported gifts from Harlan Crow, who had cases before the court. His wife, Ginny Thomas, organized the insurrection. He did not recuse himself. He enabled the cover-up. Justice Alito, his wife, flew an insurrectionist flag outside their home. He's had dinners, literally dinners, with billionaires seeking to overturn Roe. That's not impartiality. That's betrayal. Justice Gorsuch sold property to someone business before the court. Kavanaugh lied under oath repeatedly, and he was drunk during his nomination hearings. Coney Barrett is the crown jewel of a billionaire-led effort to seize the court, and Chief Justice Roberts has done nothing to stop it. He's the enabler-in-chief. By the way, these people, these cocksuckers, they were part of the overturning the 2000 selections, they call them. This court no longer serves the people, it serves the highest bidder. It is legislated from the bench. It has lied to us. It has protected its own. Let history show. We stood up to this criminal cartel, cloaked in robes. Let it be known that we reclaim our democracy. Impeach them, remove them, restore the court, restore the republic. Here's my press release. Congressional candidate Trista de Genova demands impeachment of 6 Supreme Court justices for corruption and complicity in January 6th insurrection. Tucson, Arizona. Trista de Genova, independent candidate for Congress and presidential candidate for 2028. That is if we still have elections. Today released a resolution for the impeachment and removal of 6 U.S. Supreme Court Justices: Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, Chief Justice John Roberts. These 6 justices have defiled the Supreme Court through corruption, bribery, and insurrectionist ties, DeGenova said. They lied under oath, accepted millions in secret gifts, and helped dismantle our democracy. and constitutional protections while their spouses actively plotted to overthrow the government. Write me at TRIST.